It's 93.9 WKYS, Aladdin, Prince of Airways, hanging out with you. Hey, listen, you cannot say DC without saying this lady's name. Ladies and gentlemen, she needs no introduction. We got the Madam Mayor with us. Round of applause. Mayor Muriel Bowser here.
Thank you, Aladdin. I like that hat.
Thank you. Come on, you already know.
DC native.
DC native. So first and foremost, happy holidays to you.
Thank you, and to you.
How's your daughter doing?
She's amazing. She's 7, going on 17.
Wow.
She's in the 2nd grade, and she can't wait for Santa.
I know, that's right. Well, you are a native Washingtonian,
yes.
Northeast representative from Michigan Park.
Yes.
First, I want to know, you've made the announcement that this will be your last term.
Yep.
What do you do when you are not mayor of Washington, D.C.?
Well, I something fabulous. D.C. residents have given me almost 20 years. Well, 20 years if you include being an ANC commissioner, a ward council member, and a 3-term mayor. I have learned everything from how to negotiate for sports teams, to build affordable housing, to build a hospital, create jobs, and now I'm going to take all of those skills and do something in the private sector.
Do you disappear for a little bit? Because I know you're not going to miss the phone calls, the emails, the text messages, all the things.
I don't plan to disappear. And let me be real clear about something. I am not retiring.
Okay.
I will be working. Okay?
Still more
I will
work to be done.
Working.
I love it. Well, you've been mayor for the past 10 years, and you've been in the accompaniments of like Marion Barry, Sharon Pratt Kelly, Anthony Williams, Vincent Gray. Just talk about, your legacy and what you feel that you've made your mark on DC as mayor.
Well, I think people will remember me for a lot of things, including, like I already mentioned, being the mayor who bought the Commander's home.
Hey,
okay?
hello.
And in the process, we got 180 acres for free from the federal government on the Anacostia River. So we just won't have football. We'll have housing. We'll have jobs, parks, connections to the Anacostia River. People will remember I pulled the Wizards and the Capitals back. I think they're going to remember that. I hope that they remember that I said I was going to close DC General Homeless Shelter, and I did it. And in the process, created short-term family housing around the city. We promised to build a new hospital on Ward 8, and we did it. I promised Ward 8 residents. Now, you will know this to be true. I'm from North Michigan. I lived in Riggs Park for, a
Northwest,
long time.
Uptown DC.
I represented Ward 4. So when I went to Ward 8 and said I wanted to run for mayor, they were like, girl, get out of here. You're not going to come around. You're not going to do what you said you're going to do. We're only going to see you at election time. And I promised myself then that no one would be able to say that about me.
I know that's right.
And I have lived up to that. We've delivered over $1 billion in development and housing and restaurants and food establishments in Ward 8, driven down unemployment. So I know that I've done the things that I promised. So any person who puts herself on the ballot has to ask herself, anytime you're running for something, did I do what I said I was going to do?
Yeah.
And is this the time for me to ask the voters for another chance, or to give somebody else another chance and to move on? And I think that's our responsibility as people who are in office, to give it all while we got it, and make sure we're leaving it in a better place for the next generation.
I definitely have seen DC change in the past 10 years. Let's talk about the facelift of the city. I'm proud Washingtonian. I've seen it change so much from the 80s to now, and for the better. Just talk about just the uplift and just how much the city changed and the revitalization of DC.
No, for sure. So I have this philosophy about governance, and that is nothing stays the same. Nothing. It either gets better or it gets worse.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to be a mayor of the town where it's getting worse, where people are leaving. Mm-hmm. In D.C., we've had the experience where our city has grown. Mayor Williams made the commitment to attract 100,000 new people, and we did.
Yeah.
And as a result, we have been able to invest billions of dollars in our schools, parks, and transportation. Mayor Fenty made the commitment that the mayor and the council should be responsible for the schools. Mm-hmm. So if you love the schools, blame me. If you hate the schools, blame me.
Right.
All right. But we're responsible and accountable to the voters. And as a result, we have grown our school enrollment and achievement. This year, we reported 78% graduation. Now, it should be 100,
right?
But it's not what it was,
right.
15 years ago when the mayor and council got control of the schools. So we have to keep pushing. And people come to me. Senator Also Brooks is one of the ones who tells me all the time. She knows DC well.
Yeah.
She's a senator. She's our cousin from Maryland. And she says, the city looks so good.
It does.
It's clean. It's safe. And don't let anybody tell you this city is not safe. Chief Pamela Smith and the members of the Metropolitan Police Department have driven down crime precipitously in this city in the last 2 years. We are recording our lowest homicide rate in 8 years, lowest violent crime in 30 years. And another fact that I like to talk about is over 80% of the homicides. First of all, we shouldn't be killing each other.
Right.
All right. And if somebody is using a gun to kill another person, there has to be accountability. And we are closing cases.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get away with violent crime in the city.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of folks to thank for that, but especially our MPD leadership led by Chief Smith, who's just undergoing just unwarranted attacks on her leadership because she's like me. She holds people accountable.
Right.
And we appreciate her, and we're going to miss her.
I've lived through the murder, the Capitol murder era, and it's definitely changed for the better. So just want to say, kudos to you on that. I know in these past 10 years, there's been a lot of trying times, a lot of things that you've had to overcome.
Yep.
I want to know, what's your biggest joy since being in tenure as mayor?
Oh, it's hard to pick one thing. You can't make me pick one thing. But I have to tell you, and there's so many good things. But when I could walk out on the stage with the NFL commissioner and Josh Harris and say we did it, like that was up there in terms of celebratory events.
Nice. How do you think you have grown, just not professionally, but personally, since being the mayor of Washington, D.C.?
Well, in this time, I became a mother. And I think that does change you in terms of how you govern. First of all, I became a customer of DC Public Schools.
Okay.
And so that has given me a whole set of new insights that I know we have the best teachers in the nation. I know the type of investments we put into our buildings, and I know the value it is for families.
Yeah.
All of our kids in D.C. at age 3 can go to school.
Yeah.
I mean, real school for free in a real school building with highly trained teachers. And that saves families, who are paying upwards of $20,000 a year for daycare and not getting those same things. So I just think as a person, I've gotten more patient. I have honed kind of my ability to see the field.
Yeah.
They talk about that with athletes sometimes. You can see the field and you know what moves to make, even if you have to wait to make them and even if other people don't understand them.
Hey, I understand that. So since we're speaking about the youth, I know myself, I was a recipient of TAG and those type of programs.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Amen.
How do you feel that certain things that you've implemented are going to help the youth of the future of Washington,
Yes.
D.C.?
Well, first we have to give big kudos to our Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, who worked with Republicans at the time to get DC TAG. And for people who don't know what that means,
tuition assisted grant program.
$10,000 to colleges, some in DC, but all over the 50 states at a state school and get $10,000 off. And soon you're going to be able to get $15,000
wow.
And I want to thank my team for we're working really hard with that Congress to increase the TAG grant. So when you're 3, you can go to school for free. And when you're going to college, you can get $15,000. Now, you got to be a DC resident.
Right. Got to be a DC resident.
Yes.
But listen, I'm telling you, it's definitely worth it. All right. So I feel it's only right we wrap up with this because my name's Aladdin. If there are 3 wishes that you have for the future of Washington, D.C., what does that look like, and what are those 3 wishes?
I may be able to wrap it up in one, Aladdin.
Okay.
And that is that every child in our city has love in their home. If we could, we wouldn't have to talk about half the stuff that we talk about if we could assure that every child is loved and challenged and supported. At home. A lot of what government does is to replace what families should do. And some families need a lot of help. And we have a lot of help.
Yeah.
But we have to start off with really wrapping our arms around our children and loving them. I get to see kids from every part of this city in every circumstance you can imagine.
Yeah.
And there is no child that comes out who's hateful. There's no child who comes out who's not smart, witty, funny, you name it. These kids are brilliant. And we have a responsibility as adults, whether we're parents or not, to really wrap our arms around our young people and just love them.
I love that.
That's my wish.
I will want to say thank you personally for your time, your commitment, your service. Thank you for everything that you've done for the city.
Thanks, Aladdin.
No problem. Mayor Bowser, ladies and gentlemen, I know the work's not done.
The work's not done.
The work's not done. We still fighting, but thank you once again.